I've been having these recurring dreams for the last 40 years, something like that, where, seriously, gray aliens come when I'm sleeping and then take me to the interior of the sun. And I was thinking about it recently because I'm having an art show, and that's intermingled in my art for the last 40 years. Because the dreams are very vivid. I can remember a dream that was 38 years ago, 40 years ago, like it was yesterday. But anyway, to make a long story short, I asked the one guy who seems like he's in charge. He's the patron. And the reason why I think that is because when they come get me, I'm in my bed, and then like within a second, I'm at the portal at the interior of the sun. And then we walk through this like cavernous area, and then we go to like the interior part, and I'm trying to keep up. And you know, it's really, they got shorter legs and everything, but it's really an exhausting walk. It's hot, and I feel like I'm on the real high altitude. It's really difficult for me to keep up. So we walk and we meet the guy that I think is in charge. He seems like he's the patron. He's sort of scary looking. They're all sort of scary looking, but don't flip me out as much anymore. But anyway, so one time I asked him, I said, well, how old are you? And I think he said 450 of your Earth years. And I said, oh, that's really old. And he said, well, you know, your life expectancy is relative. Like, yeah, and it makes sense to me. Like, if our life expectancy was 200 years, right, you would still want more. So it doesn't matter what being it is. Like, you know, if there's a consciousness and you're thinking about mortality, you're always going to want more life. So, you know, his 450 Earth years, he could have been, I don't know, he could have been middle-aged for all I know. I have no idea. I think about my mortality a lot, and I have always thought about my mortality a lot. And it's not comforting. It's not comforting to think about it, I'll tell you that. I mean, there's nothing comforting about it. And religion just seems like that doesn't make it any more comforting, because I have a tendency not to believe that, I don't know. It doesn't really matter. I'm just saying that, I guess what I'm trying to say is, like, what you get on this planet, on Earth, you know, be happy with what you get, because some people are born and they don't make it out of the hospital. So whatever you get, you know, it doesn't matter if it's a minute, 5 minutes, or 50 years, or 100 years. Just spend every day like, you know, it could be your last, because you never know. And he really did seem like, when I asked him that question, like he was mortal. Like, do you know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is, he didn't present himself like he was God. He presented himself like he was the patron, like he was in charge. So even in the interior of the sun, it sounds like the gray aliens have issues with their mortality. And 450 years, I don't know, maybe they live to be 800 or 1,000 years old, but if you're expected to live 1,000 years old, you're still going to want to live longer. So be careful. Be good to yourself, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Be good to yourself.